everybody, this is episode 2 of the mini-series Dancing with the Devil. In June of 2014, my middle daughter, or middle child, who is also my daughter, moved away to Florida to live with her father. In June of 2015 is when I temporarily lost custody of the daughter that you normally see sitting here, which is Chloe. She was almost 4 years old when that happened. A few months after that, in September of 2015, is when my son, who is my oldest child, Justin, joined the Army. I was always one of those parents that never wanted my child to go into the Army because I never wanted to be in that situation where someone could show up at my doorstep with a flag telling me that I would never see my child again. Yet, my son was strongly encouraged to go to the Army because of what I told him. He was just going through a period in his life where I felt like that was the best thing for him to do, and I didn't give him much of an option to choose otherwise. So that was the beginning of my dark days, was the fact that I actually unexpectedly lost custody of Chloe and then sending my son to the Army. It was considered dark days for me because motherhood is one of the best jobs that I've ever had in my entire life, and I don't think anything will top it. It is the most rewarding, it is the most humbling job I've ever had. It is rewarding in so many ways I just can't imagine not being a mother, period. So for me to experience this, what I felt was an empty nest syndrome, and felt it prematurely because I didn't view Justin as being far from me, nor did I ever anticipate losing custody of Chloe, even if it was a temporary situation. I just never imagined either of those two things happening in my life, but they did. That whole situation actually caused me to go into survival mode. The situation with Chloe lasted almost a year and a half, and within that whole year and a half of me going through that situation, I only allowed myself to cry 2 times. Neither of those 2 times had anything to do with the situation that I was dealing with on a daily basis as far as my kids being away from me. It had something to do with a movie and something to do with my job. But one of the things that I wanted to point out is that I actually limited myself to what I could feel. So it wasn't that I didn't want to cry on a daily basis, I just would not allow myself to cry on a daily basis. I wouldn't allow myself to cry over anything except those 2 things that happened in those 2 particular times within that year and a half time span. And the reason that I did that is because I felt that if I allowed myself to really feel what I was going through and allowed myself to cry and get in my feelings, I didn't think I'd be able to pull myself out. So I just made a decision to just go into survival mode and do what I can, and one of the things that I chose not to do was I chose not to cry. And looking back on it, it helped me to get through it. When I did get Chloe back, trust me, I did cry after that. But within that year and a half, it was only 2 times, and I wouldn't allow it to be long, and it didn't have anything to do with what I was going through daily. My encouraging scripture is actually coming from Psalm chapter 23, verse 2. And it says, "He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul."